Today, we're talking about a fascinating concept that can help you level up in ways you never thought possible: quantum leaping. Now, when you hear quantum leap, you might think of the classic sci-fi show where the main character jumps into people's bodies to change their lives. But the quantum leaps I'm talking about are the ones you make in your own life to become a better, bolder version of yourself. At its core, quantum leaping is about making sudden, significant advances in your life by shifting your mindset and taking unconventional actions. It's named after the quantum physics concept where atoms can abruptly jump between different energy states. Think of your life like a Marvel multiverse, where there are infinite versions of you living out different storylines. There's a version of you that's a confident public speaker, a best-selling author, a world traveler. Whatever you dream of being, quantum leaping is how you shift to that version of yourself. It's not about incremental progress or just trying harder. It's about taking bold, disruptive actions that change your patterns and align you with the reality you want. Think everything, everywhere, all at once. A woman who suddenly gains the ability to jump between parallel universe versions of herself. The film uses this premise to explore the protagonist's different potential life paths. That's quantum leaping in action. So how do you actually make a quantum leap in your own life? Here are 3 key principles. 1. Challenge conventional approaches. If you want radically different results, you need to take radically different actions. Doing what everyone else does will just get you the same outcomes they have. Quantum leaps require moving beyond best practices and finding your own path. 2. Embrace risk and discomfort. Quantum leaps are uncomfortable because you're destabilizing your status quo. You're venturing into the unknown, and that's scary. But that unease is actually a sign you're on the brink of transformation. It's like how caterpillars dissolve into goo inside their cocoons before emerging as butterflies. Embrace the goo. 3. Act before you feel fully ready. Waiting for the stars to align perfectly keeps you stuck. Quantum leaps require you to start before you feel 100% prepared. In the 1998 film Sliding Doors, 2 parallel realities open up for its main character, based on whether or not Gwyneth Paltrow catches a particular train, showing how a seemingly small event can create divergent life trajectories. Sometimes you miss the train and course correct as you go. Now, making a quantum leap is one thing, but how do you make sure you don't revert back to your old state? Think about the butterfly effect, which has the protagonist jumping back to different points in his own past, with changes he makes spawning alternate present-day realities. The key is to upgrade your environment and habits to support your new reality. Surround yourself with people and situations that reinforce the version of you that you've leapt to. Create routines and rituals that make your new behaviors automatic. It's like how in the movie Inception, they used totems to keep track of what reality they were in. Find your own totems, things in your outer world that anchor you to your new inner state. Quantum leaping is about having the courage to embrace your infinite potential. It's about choosing the most empowering storyline from your multiverse of possibilities and then taking bold action to shift your reality to match it. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's risky. But that's what all heroes have to go through to level up, whether it's Frodo leaving the Shire or Rey discovering her Force abilities. Your quantum leap is going to look different from anyone else's. But as long as you're challenging your status quo, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and acting boldly in the direction of your dreams, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can rewrite your life. So my challenge to you is to identify one area of your life where you're ready to quantum leap. Whether it's your career, your relationships, your health, whatever. Imagine that ideal future state in vivid detail. Then, Pick one unconventional action you can take this week to start shifting in that direction. Remember, you contain infinite possibilities. You are the storyteller here. So why not write yourself the most incredible adventure you can imagine? Thanks for listening to Story Charmed Life. If you enjoyed this episode, check out my previous podcast on unlocking the quantum mind and the power of universal consciousness. Together, we can harness the power of story to create our most epic lives. So stick with me, your trusty sidekick. Until our next quantum leap, be well, do extraordinary things, and live a story-charmed life. If you know someone who is interested in leveling up their screenwriting abilities, please share this podcast with them because I've included a link to my Screenwriting Academy and award-winning course in the episode description. Have them stop on by, and I promise to take their writing and storytelling abilities to new heights.